Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in and back with another video a day till this channel hits 100K. And today I think I am going to dunk on Tesla a little bit. Now, I'm actually not as much dunking on Tesla as I am probably dunking on the Tesla fanboys, but I saw this article today that just kind of made me chuckle because I posted videos a while back just absolutely hating on the Cybertruck for a whole bunch of reasons, but mainly because I don't think it's a good truck. I think it's kind of more of an SUV than anything. And I think that the Cybertruck is going to be a case study for a long time about how marketing can't fool everybody.
Oh my fucking God. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Even when you talk about a company like Tesla that has or had a rabid following of a fan base. And this article here, new Tesla report reveals staggering extent of automakers' problems with the Cybertruck. The final product was disappointing. That was kind of the whole gist of what I was saying early on. I actually thought that Tesla could have done a way better electric truck, and they just kind of didn't. Now, it says, while more drivers are going electric, interest in Tesla Cybertruck seems to be diminishing. As new reports revealed, sales aren't living up to expectations. According to Electric, Tesla delivery report revealed that the EV company planned for a Cybertruck production capacity of more than 250,000 units annually. However, the company is selling just about 20,000 units per year. That's not just off a little bit, that is off by a landslide, to the point where I would argue it's not even a sustainable arm of the business. 20,000 units for how much they put into the R&D and the manufacturing plant. I imagine, I think I heard maybe a redesign's coming of the Cybertruck. It's almost like it's a necessity, or they need to shut that plant down and just say, we failed. Anytime I see a stainless steel Cybertruck rolling down the road, I just kind of like, ugh, it's just an abomination. Now, I actually have a neighbor who lives down the road who has a Cybertruck, and he wrapped it in a kind of like maroonish red. It's not a super bright red. It's kind of like it's a tasteful red. And I saw that and I was like, man, it actually looks pretty decent. The only issue with wrapping a Cybertruck is that it also then highlights how wavy the body lines are and just the panels are atrocious. But this guy, he's got it wrapped red. He hooks up a speedboat, and we're here in Phoenix. He hitches it up, takes it over to the lake, which is like a half an hour away, brings it home, and that's about it. And it's kind of cool. I think it's all right. But for the most part, I still absolutely hate the Cybertruck completely. Anytime you make a video like this, the Tesla fanboys come crawling out of the woodwork to defend everything Tesla. But that I don't think is the case anymore because, well, Elon Musk got himself pretty much in a position where he ended up being hated by the right and the left, which I don't know how you even do that this day and age, but he did it. Well, I think those guys now will come back and say that the Cybertruck isn't failing because it's a bad truck. It's failing because Elon Musk made it fail. But I don't think that's the case. My real gripe with EVs has been this $7,500 tax credit. There's a difference between subsidizing people's well-being and subsidizing an industry, because for me, this $7,500 tax credit, the moment that a company knows that their buyers are going to get a $7,500 tax credit, my cynical take is that all of these automotive manufacturers go, well, we'll just jack the MSRP up $7,500, because consumers, it's like the whole mindset is, if you think you're getting a $7,500 discount, there's a lot of psychological components to that where you're like, yeah, I'm getting a deal on this thing, even if they jack the price. We see it everywhere you go. You look at a price tag, it's X $999.99. They never do, like, you look at a new car, $69,999, because if it's $70,000, you're like, well, I don't want to spend 70 grand on a car, but if it's $69,999, you're only spending 60 grand. That's like the whole psychological warfare that goes on a daily basis in everything we buy. They understand that, so that's what they do. And I think that when these manufacturers know that they just start taking that money for themselves, knowing that you think you're getting a deal on the back end, and you're just lining the pockets of corporate America instead of what the intent of that subsidy is, which is to get people into these electric vehicles because that's the future, whatever the case may be. So I'm interested to know, what do you guys think is the future of EVs? Are we in a situation now, especially with the big, beautiful bill that just got passed, where that $7,500 subsidy is gone? They're going to get rid of that completely. I have a sneaking suspicion that you're going to see a bunch of EVs magically drop $7,500 off their MSRP to be able to sell those units. You're going to see price drops. And it's just, look, at the end of the day, there's no secret. You buy a brand new gas-powered vehicle, you drive it off the lot, 20% gone overnight. These EVs, you drive them off the lot, you spend 80 grand on it, good luck getting 40 grand for it tomorrow. Like, the depreciation on these EVs is like nothing that we've ever seen before in any automotive segment. So do EVs just die? Maybe everybody who was going to buy an EV already did, and they all live in city centers, and then the rest of middle America that doesn't have the charging infrastructure, it's not cost effective to build out the charging infrastructure. Do those areas just fizzle out? I don't know. I'm really interested to see what happens with the EV market. And I'm going to say right now, I don't hate EVs. I actually driven Teslas. I test drove or had the Harley Davidson Livewire for a long time. That's actually one of my favorite motorcycles. People hate when I say that, but it was such a fun motorcycle to ride. I think we're at an interesting time right now where the big, beautiful bill was just passed, which is definitely going to impact EV sales. But I think that's also at a time where the economy, people have gotten a little less comfortable spending a boatload of money on vehicles. Well, that's what EVs are. It's just a ton of money. I think that people have heard horror stories of depreciation and have fled from the EV world. And I know there's already been a ton of stories about people who bought EVs who ended up actually going back to gas vehicles because they didn't enjoy the experience. It's a tough day to be in the electric truck or car market. Trying to sell them is definitely, I think, kind of a tough sale. Now, I've seen the Silverado EV. I love the Sierra EV. I sort of considered maybe even buying one. It would fit like 85% of what I needed to fit in a vehicle, but even charging those things, I've seen people do videos where on road trips they plug it into a Tesla supercharger and then they drive away and it costs them $70 to charge it up. Well, I can fill my tank for less than that with the diesel that I have in my 2024 GMC Sierra, and I can do that in 4 minutes, hit the road and keep on going. It's a tough sale. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I did want to make a video just kind of dunking on the random Tesla fanboys that were commenting when I said the Cybertruck was terrible. I'll link that video up over here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think the future of EVs are? Did Trump kill them? Are we kind of at a point where they won't be able to survive without those $7,500 tax credits? I don't know. Time will tell. Again, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. See you guys tomorrow.